Hello, how are you doing? And let me say welcome back from our annual convention. That was a really amazing one. Advancement 2022. That was our Impact Convention 2022, themed advancement. I'm sure it was great, it was glorious, and we can begin to look at all the words to describe it. But I remember particularly that the whole convention, apart from the Thanksgiving which happened on Sunday, rounded off on Saturday, and we had a really super amazing time with Reverend Bemini Aboda and Pastor Nathaniel Bassi. And I remember that the theme for that particular session was the flight. So it's safe to say that we are on a flight mode. In fact, we are on a flight already, right? So that's why we themed this conversation flight activated. What exactly is flight activated? It means that we have been taken from where we are, that is the ground level, and we are being taken on a motion for ascension. So we are actually on a flight, and I just thought to share like 3 things with you on what happens when you're on a flight, right? If you ever travel by air, and I believe if you haven't, you will very soon, right? And one of the things that you do, number one, is that you shut down distractions. So you will hear people say things like you will hear the cabin crew say things like put your phone on flight mode, or turn off your phone, and all of that, depending on the airline that you're boarding on, right? So they want you to turn off everything that can stand as an hindrance, all right? That is, shut down anything that can appear as a hindrance. There's been prophecies over you, there's been prophecies over me. We need to guide those prophecies jealously, all right? There was one word that kept repeating itself, was the word courage. And let me even read from Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, 7 and 9. It says, only you be strong and very courageous, that you may do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right nor to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. Have I not commanded you? Be strong, vigorous, and very courageous. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I know that the journey of this advancement will take you in different directions, but God says wherever you go, don't be afraid, only be strong and courageous. So we've heard that word again and again. That word has come as an instruction. For some, it has come as a prophecy and all of that. But you see, for you to experience the manifestation of that prophecy, you have to come to a point where you obey the flight instructions. What do I mean by the flight instructions? Get on flight mode. Cut off everything that would hinder you from landing safely. All right. So you want to put off all kinds of distractions. Number 2 thing that I think it's important to say when you're on a flight is that you maximize the time. What do I mean by maximize the time? There are 2 ways to do this. When you're on a flight, there's 1 or 2 things that you have to do. Well, maybe a few more, but primarily we see many people sleep on a flight, right? Once the craft takes off, you see people begin to sleep. And the other thing people do to maximize the time is to read books. All right, so this is a time to not just sleep on those prophecies. This is a time to rest, because all the prophecies that came to you can never be fulfilled by your own strength. That's why you need to rest. All right, what I mean by resting is that you say, God, I know that I cannot fulfill these things by myself. I know that you are the one who gave me the word, and you are the one that will fulfill it. The Bible says, faithful is he that has called you, who also will do it. All right, it was the one that gave the word. He is the one that will perform it. So friend, I want to encourage you, right? We're on a flight already, and for you to get the manifestation of all the prophecies that have gone ahead of you, you need to just rest on God, and you need to just trust on God that God alone is able to bring to fulfillment every word of prophecy that has gone ahead of you. And then it's time to read. You see, the prophecies will not fulfill themselves. The prophecy many times will ride on knowledge. So what information do you need to acquire at this time? This is the time you need to begin to dig, right? So what prophecies did you receive during impact? What are the things, what are the areas that you have been prophesied into? There are information that are needed in that space. You need to begin to go look out for such information. So I said, maximize the time. You're on a flight. You've got to maximize the time. Rest. You cannot fulfill the prophecy. The one who gave it is the one who will perform it. You know, many years ago, God told me, He said, whatever I author, I will sponsor. He said, if I author it, I am going to sponsor it. And He says, if I ordain it, I am going to sustain it. Don't try to make it happen for yourself. You've got to rest. The final thing, because this is going to be a very quick one, and then I'm going to give you an announcement. All right. The final thing that I want to say here is, have the end in mind. Have the end in mind. What do I mean by have the end in mind? When you get on a flight, you're not preoccupied usually by where you're coming from. Your goal is to land safely. You know, there's power in vision. There's power in envisioning. What end do you have in mind? All the words that have been prophesied to you, all the instructions that you have received during impact, this is the time to keep them in front of you. You know, the Apostle Paul in the Bible spoke to Timothy, and then he gave him a charge. He said, concerning the prophecies that have gone ahead of you, I charge you that thou mayest make a good warfare. In other words, the real warfare are the warfare on redeeming your prophecies, on keeping your prophecies in focus and fighting until it gets to happen. Now, when I say fight, this is not to take you away from rest. This is you speaking forth all these things. I have been said to be excellent. I have been said to be distinct. I have been pronounced, it has been pronounced upon me that I rise above my colleagues. It has been said concerning me that I have moved into the millionfold. You bring these prophecies before your face, and then day and night you think about it, you meditate upon it. That is how to get there. That is how to get there. You've got to keep it in front of you. You see, the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. It says that it may run. In other words, the prophecy will chase the person that is reading it. It says that it may run that reads it. So as you read it, it would put fire on your feet so that you can run along. Put the prophecy in front of you. All right? Think about it. Now, one of the things that I believe you can't do is to read out those prophecies, read out those instructions on your phone. Make it your ringtone. Make it your alarm. You know, what makes you, and you know, if you are making it your alarm, for example, it has to be very loud. That means that in saying these prophecies, you will say it out loud, right? You read it out loud into your recording, and then it can wake you up anytime you want to wake. This is very important, and I believe that if you do all of these things, you would in no time see all the prophecies that have been made over you. So having said all of this, it's very important for you to go back to your notes. All right, go back to the videos, go back to the audios, right? We will see how to get the audios available. You know, maybe we'll work on where people can download and all of that. But you see, faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word. You know, you have to go back to what you have heard. Many times we think we understand until we go and listen again. All right? Understanding comes when there's repetition of knowledge intake. So you want to go back. Go on YouTube, go on Facebook. All right? All those your night plans on YouTube plan from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. This is the time to use them. All right? This is the time to use it. So go on YouTube. All the videos are there for free, right? And use that free data that whatever network you use gives you. Go back to listen. and I'm sure that they are going to bless you over and again. I'll close with a few announcements. Something big is happening in Trybe 1839 and you need to be a part of it. First off, this Saturday, the 19th of March, we will be praying. And guess what? This is not a special prayer for special people. This is a special prayer for special people. I didn't plan to confuse you. I said it because you are a special person, and this prayer meeting is a special prayer meeting for you. It's not for some exclusive class of people. We will be praying for 2 hours on Saturday, and one of the things we'll be praying about is to birth many of the words that have been spoken concerning us at the Impact Convention 2022. We would also pray about a few other things and just hunger and thirst after God. That is the first announcement. The second announcement is that Trybe 1839 is launching its service groups. Yeah, I know many people have asked questions like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and all of that. This is that time. Okay, so I'm going to read out some of the service groups that we're launching. You can choose whichever one you would like to be a part of. As a matter of fact, there's a link on the screen right now. It's a link. Once you go on that link, you'll be able to fill in the form and then decide what unit you would like to join. The number one unit is the ARC. So the ARC is a follow-up unit in Trybe 1839. And what we do is typically what people do when they just try to check on people, try to make sure people come to church, people come for programs and all of that. We also have the drama unit, which is called the Vibes. All right, I know many people want to act. In fact, I personally have missed acting. I'm really looking forward to acting. All right, we have music, which is called Rhythms. We have media, we have prayers, we have the communications team, which is like the social media team. We have the protocol and the ushering. We have the programs team, and then we have the career team. All right, so the career team is the team of individuals who have some understanding here and there on careers generally, how to get a new job, how to navigate your job and all of that. You know, that is what the career unit is about. We call them the pathways. All right, and the final one is the business, the finance business. You're doing a business. There's this team who would work around trainings on finance, on business, create opportunities, networking opportunities, and all of that. That is that about the service group. So those groups are open now. Please indicate where you like to join, and in fact you can join more than one group so that you can be able to serve as extensively as you really want to serve. Okay, the next announcement I have is, I know that recently the news broke out. ASU decided to go on 2 months. They extended their strike by 2 months. Of course, it's not anyone's prayer that there will be such. However, in our own spiritual strategic thinking, if you permit me to use, we've thought about how to maximize that timing, and that is why Trybe 1839 will be launching Creative Conclave. What Creative Conclave is all about is we want to run trainings for people who are interested in things like coding, things like graphic design and photography. All right, coding, graphic design, photography. We hope that we would be able to accommodate some more trainings, but the training will hold for about 1 or 2 months. You will get details from time to time. The launch date will be announced very shortly, but if you'd like to be a part of that, we would also communicate how you can register to be a part of that. You can also choose whatever group you would like to belong to. All right, that is very, very important. I remember that in 2008, when I was also in school, I think it was 2008, 2009, there was a strike like that lasted for about 3.5 months. It was during that strike I learned photography from someone in church, and then 3 months well expended, well utilized. And I was able to come up with some skills around many of the things that I do today. All right, that's why you need to maximize that opportunity if you fall in that category. And if you don't, I think that a good thing to do would be to help spread the message. All right, final one is that from Saturday the 26th of March, we'll be starting what is called the Envoy Masterclasses. Now, the Envoy Masterclasses, that's also another set of training. Now, the Creative Conclave will run in the mornings from Monday to Friday, but the Envoy Masterclasses will run for 4 Saturdays. And what are these trainings about? This training will be about purpose, prayers, finance, and anything that has to do with maximizing your life, getting to know more of God, having a deeper fellowship with God, and all of that. So I want to invite you to partake of all these opportunities that have been made available for you. The goal is that you will never be the same person. The goal is that you would make major advancements in this year 2022 and beyond. So we never like to close without giving you an opportunity to give an offering. All right, so this is a good time to sow a seed again. The account details will be on the screen. Please give. I bless your offering, and I declare that it will be the least you would ever have to give to God and even to humanity, in the name of Jesus. I hope that you were blessed by this broadcast. Don't forget that every Thursday on YouTube we meet for what is called Trybe Square. That's our community meeting, which would have held today, but we're just bringing this notice because we want to just take some time to relax a little bit after the Impact Convention, and then we'll come back from next week fully and stronger. Don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, HCC Trybe, and also follow us on Instagram, HCC Trybe 1839. Amen. This Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., we'll be praying. We want to hunger and thirst after righteousness. God bless you. I'll see you again some other time. Bye for now.
See what the Lord has done. See what the Lord has done. See what the Lord has done. What we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done. See what the Lord has done. What we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done. The baby you are waiting for will come to pass, and you will see what the Lord has done. See what the Lord has done. See what the Lord has done. What we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done. You've got times and seasons in your hands. You call for light out of darkness. You don't need a man to be the God you are, but you have chosen to call us. It In the days that are coming, you have to know how to worship God. You have to know how to just enter His presence. You see what's happening in the world, Russia, Ukraine, and all the things they are talking about, the economy. You've got to know where to draw your strength. You don't need a man to be the God you are. You have chosen, but you have chosen to call me. Hey, you are the living God. You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for argument. Hey, you are God all by yourself. Hey, you are God from beginning to the end. My God, there's no place for argument. Hey, you are God. Proclaim, say, you are the living God. You are God. Hey, my God. No place for argument. Hey, you are God all by yourself. Say, you're my God. You're my God. You're my God. Hey, from beginning to the end. There's no place. There's no place for argument. Hey, you are God all by yourself. You've got my times and my seasons in your hands, and you are calling for light, for joy, for peace out